All right, so now the commodities, I said last year about commodities, and we've had a bit of a run towards the end, which is actually pretty good. Now, I don't know whether the institutions are using the low liquidity to sort of fill their boots here or not. I'm not sure. Not exactly sure what's going on, but we've had some huge moves in commodities. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, DRCDP, I saw that. I've got dollar index to show us. So here's gold, of course. Look at this massive move, big V reversal from here. Right? I expect a pullback in here, but this is a big move. Right? WTI. Yeah, expected to pull back. Here's a little time and price. This is a big move. Copper. Yeah, these are massive moves, and these are massive straight moves. Look at this. Yeah, this is steady state trend, what I call it. Look at the 20 period. Yeah, these are the opportunities we try and jump on board. Yeah, this is what we look for. So, yeah, I'm not sure whether, as I said before, the institutions have taken the opportunity. I believe that the commodities aren't going to just fall apart because the world needs resources. Yeah, these are definite thrusting moves. And then silver, of course, and even the precious metals, palladium, they're moving big time. I'll just show you quickly a market analyst. Yeah, here it is. Okay, here's the commodity complex. Right, here it is here, the commodity complex, CCI. The big downtrend, pushing up here. Little right-hand extension, we call this. Straight into the trend line, the power of the simple trend line. Monthly, weekly. You said it got rejected on the weekly there. Yeah, I think so too. I think inflation is going to be the genie that gets let out of the bottle. I think it's going to creep up faster than central banks can preempt it. So here we are here. See this little attempt here? Pull back. And here's our channel here. And this is the area here that tested the trend line. And it got rejected hard. I didn't want to see this hard. But you can see it's through here, and this was pretty much sort of bearish from here. Once it broke it through these sort of anchors here, I'm thinking that this is, unless it can break back in hard, I thought we may see a pullback and then continue. But that hasn't happened, which is good. It's come straight back in with a bit of vengeance, which is good. So here's our V reversals. Now we've seen a few of these lately, and I've mentioned these quite a bit. What they do and the structure of these, and how they can follow through. So when you see one, wait for the follow through if you don't get on board. So there's the commodity complex, which is the CRB or the CCI. It's the one that I look at. So we saw this in here. So this is one of the not a market internal. It's just one that we saw. Here's the dollar index on the daily chart from yesterday. And here's this big head and shoulders we're talking about. Here's a neckline through here. We're through here now. I will show that to you now. Here it is here on the 4 hour. Right? I took this just before. So here's the daily. See, we're approaching. I was hoping that this wasn't going to do this. I was hoping we were going to start to get a move to the upside, but it wasn't to be. And look, it is what it is. So you can see the head and shoulders. Right? Now people say, oh look, a Head and Shoulders has to be in right at the top of a trend. No, it doesn't. Right? From my experience, it doesn't. See, there's one here as well. Quite often they'll just negate each other. It's just a pattern. All right, so here's the anchor here. We couldn't get through it. So straight back. So this is pretty bearish now. So here it is here on the 4 hour. You can see prices push through. Here's the shoulders here. Here's the double head. You can see prices paused here around the neckline and then straight through hard. All right. So the only way this can continue in a bullish fashion is if this is a larger 1, 2 and a very deep 2. Now I would have liked to have seen 2 sort of stop in here as a typical retracement, but it hasn't. So here's our 5 up here. And this is pretty sort of typical here of an ABC. And here is the typical area at 91.35. And that will almost correspond with the sort of the edge of the parallel channel. It's the area that I'm watching for here. And of course anything in between, but otherwise it's bearish. This is strongly bearish now. So that's the dollar index. So I thought that was worth just having a look at to just frame what we're seeing. So that was the commodities. So that yes, there's actually been some good moves in Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, and the CAD. Now, sorry too, if you've got any questions as well about the Trading Academy, and you don't want to put them in the main chat, just send me a private message, and I'll answer it accordingly. So okay, we had a couple of early trades, and I thought these were worthy of posting because at the time they looked good. So this was right back on Wednesday, so the first day back. So this is a bit of a report card Friday as well. Let's have a look at those first. G'day, J Money. So the first of these is CAD Yen. So here's our trade suggestion here. So what we've got here on CAD Yen is the big pullback down here. Now on the weekly this looks pretty good, I'll show you this. But then we've got this push out. See here, see the parallel channel down here? It could be. You know me, I don't drink soft drinks or that much. But there is a reason it's in a cooler. See, DRCDP. It was beer o'clock 3 hours ago, and I haven't even started. Not that I don't really drink that much at all, but on Friday night I enjoy a bourbon or a whiskey. Maybe just one or two, and that's it. And maybe on Saturday night with some friends or something, but that's it really for me. So yes, it's still reasonably full, so I promise I won't get sloppy. So here's our setup here. So we've got this nice big thrusting move here coming out of this channel. We're waiting for this channel to break. Pulling down here. Now we've got an ABC here with a shallow C. Another thrusting move out here. This is what I liked. So and you can see here why you don't need to try and pick the bottoms. Right? So you can see the second thrusting move. When we've paused here around the top of the channel, this is what I liked here. So we've got a big thrusting move, a little spinning top, an inside bar, another inside bar. So we've got a double inside bar setup. These are one of my favourite setups, in context, of course. But they're double inside bar. The last one is actually a bullish engulfing. So I thought this looks pretty good. My only concern here was it's a little extended, right, away from the 20. So I thought, look, there's a chance that it could pull back here and just drift first before it goes, but then there's a chance it could just take off. Because you see some of these other moves here, look. I see here's a bit of a drift, but otherwise it could just take off. So I thought this was worth a bit of a go. And if it's not ready, this is probably the area it's going to fail anyway. So as usual, we're watching for our usual pattern here. So here's the 4 hour, and here's our cut with handle. In this setup as well, look. So the double inside bar is actually a cut with handle. So we're right at the top here. So this is pretty much primed and ready to go. So I would have liked a bit of a consolidation here to bring our stop in a bit closer. But it didn't. It actually moved. So I gave the signal straight off. So our stop, unfortunately, was back here. Right? So it was pretty big. And our target is here. So I think it was a 35 pip target, and I think it was a 50 pip stop. So it was bigger than... But my view was that, and I was around anyway, my view was that if people were watching, as soon as it starts to move in our favour, I'm going to bring the stop in under here to make it about 35 as well. Or if it starts to fail, I'm going to start to get out as well. Right? And I'll show you how I traded it. I'm still in this one. I've taken one profit. So that's the setup. So let me show you what the trade signal was. Now also, anyone that's new, let me just show you while I've got it. Where am I? Okay, click on my name up here. Click on my profile. View my profile. And then you click on somewhere here that says follow Mark. Here maybe. Sorry, I don't. I'm not sure. Let's say Yo-Yo. I'll show you where it is. Oh, here. Yeah, sorry, there. Follow Yo-Yo. So mine's probably there as well. No, it's not. Yeah, in that spot there. So if you want to see the trade signals that I've put out, click on the trade signals here. And you'll see the last couple. So here it is here, CAD Yen. So this is a pretty long-winded thing. And what I'm even going to do here is just type up some typical trade info, because I use most of this all the time. So it's just easier for me to quickly put in. So what we said here is the daily shows, that's coming through, isn't it? Yeah. The daily shows price coiling around resistance with 4 hours showing cut with handle setup, which we've just discussed. I need to see a setup as indicating red or blue hand-drawn lines on 4 hour chart before really committing to this trade idea, right? So we don't want to see just mill around and fake out here, the usual things that we watch for. What this does here is it tells me that price is ready to break out or has already broken and is pulling back to allow a test of the breakout level and entry. So, as we expect low liquidity, be on guard for a false breakout here and be prepared to let the trade pass or wait for another entry opportunity. As usual, let price dictate. So, what have we said? So I've said straight away here, and I'll put a note here that if price should give a suitable entry, the first area I expect stalling is around 88.78. Here, what? 89.78, sorry. Therefore, that will suffice as take profit 1. In other words, this one here, with a view that let part of it go here and hang on to the rest. And this is exactly what I've kind of done. And as usual, we'll attempt to let the remainder of the position run. So that was my first comment there. Now, here we go. Not too long, 7 hours later, the 4 hours showing reasonable strength here. I'm pulling my stop up here to 88.93. 88.93. I'll get rid of this now. We'll go to it. Okay, so here's the 4 hour. Here's our set. Yes, you see it here, right? Pushed in. This is nice sort of action here. Pulled in here. Now, what was my entry? 38. Okay, which was a little higher than the here. Yeah, 5 pips higher. So it was a little higher, but see the coiling in here? This is good because I'm a little, when I say concerned, if I put the trade out too early before we see sort of price action here and it faces out, then people are going to get caught in it, especially these swing trades. So anyway, so I triggered it, and the 4 hour, let me go back to the 4 hour. Okay, here it is here. The 4 hour was pretty good. So when I got a close above here, to me that's, price acceptance above. Right? Not this sort of thing. So that's, to me, that's price acceptance, this one candle closing above. That's pretty good. So okay, the volume was a bit low. So what have I said? So the 4 hour shown reasonable strength here. I'm pulling my stop up here to 88.93. Right here. See this one here? See this swing here? This was legit. I didn't want to put this in too early. Here's our entry. I didn't want to put this in too early here in case this was going to get targeted. Right? There's a possible area to pull back and then go. And I think on the daily too, the daily was down here. Daily low, that was where we put it. Yeah, that's it there. Yeah, 88.78. It was down here originally. So then I bought my stop up here. So when I see price acceptance like this, I'm happy to not to bring the stop straight up. We're only, 5 pips in profit, if that. But I'm happy now I've got price acceptance here. We don't want to see it back under. It might come and test the level or test the 20, but it shouldn't come back down this low. So that was reducing my risk, and especially this time of year. So that was the comment there. So that's it there. So, so what I've said here is, my next comment here is I've taken a small partial at plus 25 pips here. I think I went to bed, I think it was around, here, in about here. Nice big thrust out of this, and I expected that this would probably be the spot where it's going to start to pull back. So I took something here. I took a third off there, and I've said this. If price pulls back to under today's low at 89.17, I'll consider scratching some of the position. 89.17. So at that point, where have I put it? Okay, there you go, the breakout level, right? 89.17. So if it comes back in here, what I'll consider is letting another third go. I won't let the whole position go. But in other words, what I'm probably doing now is letting go the profit that I've made. Yeah, something like that, right? So really, it's still a break-even trade. I'm trying to give it an opportunity, right? So, but it didn't. So it just gave us a nice little small pullback here, shallow pullback, and off it went. So this is pretty good. Right? So I'm still in this. So there you go. So it's sitting at about 42, 43 pips profit. So this is good. I like this. Right? See, once I start to get a bit of a buffer, you don't want to be sort of going down to the hourly time frame and then putting your stop under, because you'll get these little complex correctives that'll shake you out. See this? All right. So, I mean, look, an obvious spot now would be certainly back under here. So I may consider that tonight. Yeah, Tootie, or to Eddie. You can put it here, or if you don't want to, if you don't want me to reveal your name, you want to remain anonymous, just send me a private message or in that chat if you're happy to do that. It's up to you. Thanks, Yo-Yo. So look, a spot would be here now. So this is a good one. So I like this. So a few of them actually worked reasonably well. So what have I said here? Okay, I've just responded to Trustworthy. Okay, Trustworthy said, so if price breaks 89.80, then it will continue to rise, and if not, then it will start moving down. 89.80, 89.80. Oh, okay. Yeah, Gibson Les Paul. Okay, well, I suggest you get yourself a guitar because you'll have plenty of free time to Eddie or Tootie. So 89.80, which Trustworthy's asked, which is around here. See the swing high here? So I've purposely gone just a bit lower here at 75, and our target one's been hit. It's a Les Paul. I absolutely love it. Beautiful guitar. So yes, if we get and what have I said here? So that's the level here that I'm watching. See this here? Because as Yo-Yo will know, this here represents the anchor, and quite often a B wave. No, that's all right. Tootie. I'll show it to you quickly. That's beautiful. I absolutely love it. All right. Just as well I had shorts on, pants on, wouldn't it? Yes, it is, mate. A classic colour. And the other one's just a steel string acoustic. Just a cheapo. Maybe one day, Bright. And I've got a little PV Bandit 112 amp that's absolutely superb for the size of it. Anyway, back to where we were. So, yes, if we get price acceptance above here, then yes, I would expect it to continue. But this is the area where it's going to, if it's going to fail or pull back hard, this is where it's going to do it. All right, so these are the areas that I watch for to take first profit. Yeah, it could be Yo-Yo. It could be anything here. We haven't got it yet, of course. What Yo-Yo is referring to is this here. So here's our anchor here. So we've kind of got our, our cup here. Right. So we could get another an ad or something here. If we get something like this, yes, I'm not against adding to the position without a doubt. That's the whole point of it. The whole point of trading. When we get a good setup like this, we try and get onto it. This area here represents the ABCD, right, or a Gartley 222. So if it was going to fail also, it'll fail here. That's another reason why I've set that up. So look, the cup with handle could be one thing. We could get the pop out the top and a pullback. That'd be another entry. So I want to see, what I don't want to see is this get rejected hard and a big bearish engulfing here. Right? So, even though my stop will be still sort of roughly in here, it's, to have, your first target hit and have not taken anything and taken a break even, to me, that's kind of inefficient trading. It's just not how I sort of trade. I'm not a stop or target trader. So yeah, looking for anything in here. So what have I said? G'day, Fame of me. How are you? Okay, so what I've said to Trustworthy is, if price breaks 89.80, which is the daily resistance, and holds there, then the probability is for a continued rise. If we get rejection at that level on 4-hour and 60-minute time frames, then that tells me the resistance level has probably held price for now, with the expectation. Hang on, here we go. If we get rejection at that level, which is what I just said, on 4-hour or 60-minute time frames, in other words, we get strength against the position, and that tells me that the resistance level has probably held price for now, with the expectation for a deeper pullback or possible reversal from that level. We can already see minor rejection on the 60-minute time frame at the time of this post and need to see this negated with some bullish pressure. I will decide later if I wish to hold the remainder of the position over the weekend. So that was it for the comment on that one. And let's have a look at the hourly. So when I said about here we go. Here it is here. See the bullish rejection straight off at that level? But you see how it hasn't continued? All right? So what this is telling me is the buyers are coming back in. So I'm happy to hold this. So you can see here now, even if I bought my stop to here, this is still a reasonable level. Mine's still back here somewhere. I think it's a break even now. Somewhere here, 38. It may as well be under there. I think that's what it is. So that's the idea with that one. So I still like this without a doubt. Here on the 4-hour, see this one on the 4-hour? It's still held this thrusting candle here as well. So there's nothing wrong with this. All right. So this is a beauty. Now, the thing that I did actually like, and I spoke to somebody earlier, and I said, look at the weekly chart. The power of the big picture. See this here? See our corrective pullback? We've got a shakeout low. We've got a push up. See that big outside bar here? Right? That was part of the driver as well. So we've got the big thrusting move from the low. That's the weekly chart. Look at that. Looks good. We've still got a series of higher highs and higher lows. So I don't mind this. We've got this gap here that still hasn't been filled. We've got this old resistance here, which has been tested, rejected, and now we're having a go back at it. So this is what I like about that. Great little setup. Got the thrust, pullback, thrust. So this is one that, we want to try and hang on to this as long as possible. And we're in around here. Next sort of major resistance is here, which is the old 50 as well. We know there's 100 pips in it there. Back up here, there's 200 here. Let's just see if we can hold this. I'm going to hold part of it. So here it is here, CAD Yen. See this one here, the first trade opportunity. So I've taken, there you go, I've taken 20 plus 25 and plus 35. So I've only got a third of my position running. I've got a couple of accounts, but this is obviously my main one. Excuse me. I've got quite a few accounts but this is certainly my biggest and my main one. So, you know, I've taken 60 pips already. So even if I get a break even on the remainder, divide that by 3, I've still taken 20 pips, which, okay, it's not a huge amount. I'd like to see, you know, at least another 60, 80 or something. Then at least the average over those is probably going to be 45 or 50 pips. So that's what I've taken so far. So at this point in time, from what I can see, I'm going to let the remainder of this run. And now that we've got a bit of a buffer here, I'm going to let this breathe. Even if I get a gap down over the weekend, you know, even if I get a gap down from here, well, seriously, it's got a gap down, you know, 90 pips to take to, you know, it's got to take out, you know, right down here to bring me back to break even. No more than that. So, you know, it is a risk-free trade. So that's that one, CAD yen. Now, these are ones we discussed as well. This is not just, you know, just because I've taken them. I've taken a lot of other trades, a few other trades as well, not just this one. These are the ones that we discussed, and these are the ones that I've been able to be, you know, fully transparent about. So let's have a look. So the other one, of course, is EJ. So here's EJ here. So here's our nice little setup on the daily. See across here? Beautiful little channel. Nicely back into the channel here. Channel is valid at this point because we've got a higher high here. Look at the nice little coil here under res. This is exactly what we want to see. So here's the 4-hour on the right hand side here. See the slow pullback, push up, and then this stall. This is beautiful. These are great trades here. My only concern again with this one was that it was perhaps a tad extended, but I thought it's worth having a go. So you can see out of here, we've got our, what I think is a 1-2 and pushing up. A nice big thrust here, pull back to the 20 on the 4-hour, and it's holding beautifully. All right, so here's the level here in blue, so I suggested just above. So as I was actually typing this up, it moved. All right. So let's have a look at what I've said. So EJ daily plus 4-hour. Price is breaking from the large daily consolidation and providing an entry here. I need to see a setup as indicated in red or blue hand-drawn lines on the 4-hour. So this tells So okay, so once price is set up accordingly, I will then use a reasonable swing, stall region or other price point on the 4-hour time frame to allow me to trail my stop loss, especially this time of year. So the stop loss indicated is the maximum stop loss. So what have I said? 134.61. So that's above here, just above here. And the stop loss 134.15. So what's that? That's about 54 ticks. 54? Yeah, 54 ticks. So a little higher than I'd like because we haven't got this stall area. So let's go and have a look at it. EJ, how are we going for time? 40 minutes already. So everybody happy? The regular people that jump into my streams, everybody happy if I cut out the big macro indices and all that sort of thing? And if you want to see them, we can just look at we can look at sort of any that people request if you want. So here's the weekly EJ. Look at this beautiful little coil under here. 61 here, big cluster here, confluence, resistance. See, coiling under here, this is what we want to see. So this was a great setup. So here's the 4-hour. So here it was here. Now, as I was typing it up, it actually popped hard already. So our stop was here, or here, one of these two. I think it was here. What have I said? 134.15. So I've gone this second one. See here? But I've indicated, you can see there, I've indicated the other one. See here? I've gone this one here, but this one here is also valid. So when price is pulled out, there's no reason why. See this outside bar here, this outside hanging man? No reason why you can't pull your stop in there. So instantly there's 10 pips less. But then we've got this 4 hours closed here. So this just took straight off. So you can see, you know, we timed it. I timed it pretty well. So let me read out what the strategy was. So note here, if price should give a suitable entry, the first area I expect they will suffice as take profit one is 134.15. Okay, I've got that wrong. See, I was in a bit of a hurry, goose. And as usual, attempt to let the remainder of the position run. Okay, well, I've sort of stuffed that up, haven't I? So the first 136.13 I've indicated. 136.13, which is a fair way away. See it up here? That's 140 pips or so. 150. So that's a 3 to 1. So, you know, don't feel that you've got to wait for that. I've even said this here, I think. No, I've sort of messed it up a bit. So, as we expect low liquidity, be on guard for false breakout as usual. So what have I said? Excuse me. Okay, so I've corrected myself here. The first take profit is a reasonable distance from entry. So I've read back after I've posted it because it was actually moving hard at the time, and I know there's a delay with the emails that come out. Here we go. Very good. So the first take profit is a reasonable distance from entry, so I'd suggest taking something off at 1R or 1 times your stop loss, roughly 45 to 50 pips in this instance. Monitor price as it tests the recent swing high and be ready to scratch the trade if price gets rejected hard from that level. So as usual, manage risk first, especially this time of year. So this swing high here, see here? So you can see it actually blasted through it and then got rejected. Right? Got rejected here. So when it did, I took, same again, 25 off, somewhere here. Just there you go, it's just under the high, see that? I think I got in slightly earlier than this. But I took 25 pips off somewhere here. Because that's where I like to take one, because you can see what happens. Otherwise we end up sitting through this. You see, we would have had what? 35 pips in our favour. So our maximum favourable would have been 36, and then we're back to break even. See, I hate doing that. So, you know, where possible, look to take, even if it's a quarter of your position off here, and then give the rest the opportunity. So I think that's exactly what I did. Especially this time of year, I'm being very cautious. Okay, so okay, not impressed. Okay, all right. So okay, here we go. So the 4 hour close looks good. My stop was raised to 134.25. So on the 4 hour, 134.25. Okay, there you go. Right here again. See, up from here to here. Now that we've got this, must have been at this time here. So then, what have I said here? Price is about to here we go. Price is about to test the recent pivot high on the 4 hour. So yes, if you've taken my signal it would do. It would be very worthwhile to come and have a look at the comments as the trade's working its way through, because I can let you know my thoughts when I'm on. Even though I only stream once a day, I'm sitting here in front of the computers 5 or 6 hours a day. So if there's something worthwhile, I will try and add it here. So I've said here, price is about to test the recent pivot high on the 4 hour. As above, we need to see price not be rejected hard from here. So you can see it didn't get rejected hard initially, but then it did. So I was just hanging on here, being prepared to let this go for a break even. In other words, if price came back down to here, then I've taken, a 33 tick stop out, and I've taken 25 on a third though. So it wouldn't be a full stop out, it'd be probably more like about negative 40 or something like that. So okay, so overnight my time, price has penetrated the high. At this stage is managing to consolidate the recent high, which is positive so far. I've also taken a partial profit at the old high of 25 pips. And I've said here, it seems there is some yen strength against this position. I'm going to see how price behaves here around 134.50 region, which is below the consolidation area, with the view to start selling the remainder of my position. So let me show you that area. I even took a screen grab in case. Okay, here it is here. See it here? So here's my entry. And you see price is pulled back to the top of the consolidation here. See it? But you see how it hasn't managed to close. This is the 4 hour. So I was getting very close to scratching part of it here, and I didn't. So once price broke above this candle, created a new high here, I've pulled my stop in here now. So that's legit. So you see that? So you see the price sequence here has gotten rejected here. A little harder than I would have liked. But it's allowed me at this point to take one profit off. See, price will often come back and test the breakout zone. See it here? In this case, it faked out. So let's see by how much. Okay, quite a bit. See, I was getting concerned here that this is going to come back. But it's come back to the 20 period. It's come back to the channel at that stage as well. See my channel in here at this point? So that wasn't too bad. So I was prepared to sort of let that see, there's the 134.50 right here. See here? Across here. So it came down and shot back up on the hourly, so that was good. And then what I did was, when it came back up here, wasn't going to continue. Saw a move there, and I took more out just here. I'll have a look at that in a moment, Bluefin. So I've taken more of it out here. So you can see price has come back and tested here. But you can see what this is doing now. It's creating a bit of a coil now in above here. The swings are a bit wide though. So I let part of it go here, and I let the rest go at break even. So look, in hindsight it came back up here, but I didn't want to hold it too long. So that was the result of that one. So let me see what I actually said about that. So 134.50 region, which is below the consolidation area, with the view to start selling the remainder of my position. If I sell a remaining 2/3 here, the overall trade result will be break even to a small loss. So, these were worth having a go, these trades. Price had a decent attempt to break the recent pivot high and consolidated around the high, which was positive. However, the sellers may have grabbed the advantage here. So, I've even put here, there you go, raising the stop 134.43. And here you go, I've let go another partial, let the failure to continue higher on the 4 hour time frame and bringing stop to break even on the remaining 1/3. So this was it here, the failure to continue here on the 4 hour, see? So I've let it go here, bought my stop in. So here's the trade result. See it here? UJ, trade idea posted. So I took a plus 25, a plus 14, and a break even on the rest. So that's 39 divided by 3 gives me a total of 13, which is not a lot. But to me, excuse me, it was better than taking a full stop out, or even a partial stop. So okay, it was probably 0.4R, 0.35R. So there we go. So there's the 2 trades that I called. So that was it. So I didn't expect to really get many at all, but we did, which was terrific. So, okay. Some of the others quickly, and we'll have a look at those questions. So the other was the Euro USD, which I like. Euro USD. All right, here we go. Nice. Fame of me. Right, see the big basing structure here? Little Wyckoff spring here as well. And the big thrust out. Right? So price is holding above this consolidation. See the breakout pullback? Push up. Right? And we've been all over these head and shoulders. So now what I think here is this one is an inverted one here, pushing up. But I spoke with, well, I didn't speak with, but VJ and I were doing some analysis on it. I still believe this is a 3-4. Three, 4, 1, 2. It's a bit messy in here. But anyway, look, the long and short of it is I'm expecting this to continue. Or if it doesn't, so there's my chart that I posted with these levels. So this one's a key level here. See here, 721, which it's pausing at. But what I like about this structure coming out, see we've got this corrective structure here, pushing out. And we're pushing out here with reasonable thrust. And you see the base channel here, we're through this. This is good. So the alternatives was this. Okay, for those of you that don't understand Elliott wave, that's okay. I'm looking for either a flat correction here or a triangle. These are the 2 alternatives here because it's too early to tell. So I posted that to Savo for VJ. I think he's looking for a triangle, but it can be either now. And it still can be the bullish scenario that I'm looking for. So that's Euro. So that looks good. Euro looks good. And the other one was CAD Swiss. I mean, look, they've all moved. A lot of the commodity currencies have moved well. CAD Swiss is one I've been watching for quite a while. See here? Been watching it in here. It's finally pushing out here. So here's our anchor. Sorry, here's our anchor back here. But here is the 1-2. So here's like the sort of point where I'd consider it's no longer a corrective. So you can see it's just pausing here. But you can see why you don't just take breakouts. See what happens? Let's have a look on the 4 hour. And of course on the weekly once again. Oh, g'day VJ, you are there. So same again. See a big basing structure? Price has got a punch out of here. Well, it doesn't have to, but you see we've got our consolidation here again. Just basically a falling flag in an uptrend. Yeah, sorry VJ, it was probably a bit hard to explain before. So here's our 4 hour. So where's that level? Sorry, this is my working here. See the big rejection here? This is why you don't take the breakout unless we see price action before it that supports what we're thinking. See what happens? Here's a classic example, people. See that? Now, you tell me how many of these we got caught in since I've been streaming? None. Because we're waiting for this sort of price action here. See? So at least we're getting something. It gives us an opportunity to maybe get out of break even. See? Because we're seeing some sort of coil. See, straight into resistance here. Bang. Straight back down. This is a shakeout. So I believe this is going to coil in here somewhere. CAD Swiss. So CAD Swiss. What are we looking at now? Now, just I haven't double checked my count in here, VJ. so don't start querying me on it. Just don't ask me questions just yet. Or have I? I might have had a quick look there just before. So, we want to see price come back up here and commit. Something like that, or break through again and give us a pullback in here. We want to see something that demonstrates bullish pressure. But we're not seeing it yet, so I've left that alone. So that's that one. But we're watching it. See here, CAD Swiss. I've got to be careful with you, VJ. You pick me up on everything. Which is good, though. Makes me do my job properly. All right? So that's how we learn. But as you know, VJ, and anyone else that's listening, Elliott Wave takes quite a while to not only to learn, but apply. So by all means, learn it. But don't hang your hat on it, and don't spend too much time on it. So CAD Swiss. CAD Swiss, right? So the others was UJ and AU, but we saw those. We'll just have a... Somebody asked about AU. Right? So look, if you get a couple of good Elliotticians, they should come at the similar outcomes, right? And look, I love it. I've learnt Elliott Wave. I studied Elliott Wave and theory 13, 14 years ago, and I love it. It's stuck with me ever since. And it's just something that resonates with me, that math, engineering mind. So, here's AU, commodity currency. We saw this around here. We saw this test here. Let's see the big expanding triangle. All right. We saw the consolidation here. We expected this move out. There's a cluster in here, a 50 and a 78 from here. But it's through that now, so this is strong. But these big strong moves, you've heard me talk about. These big inefficient moves must give something back, right? So on the daily, we're through all of the anchors here. One here, here. So, look at the weekly here. We're back in this channel moving up. Look at the 4-hour price action. This is just superb. Nice little consolidation, little pennant here. All right. I only saw a lot of these on Wednesday too because I had 5 or 6 days off. This looks good. So okay, and then we just have a look back through the questions, people. Okay, now I'm sorry if I missed. If I'm missing or I missed one of your questions. Yeah, I probably won't have a look at the NASDAQ just yet, Bright. All right, dollar Swiss, we'll have a quick look at. So we saw the dollar index before. So there's US dollar weakness without a doubt. Look, huge huge thrusting candles. So let's have a look at our weekly. The weekly I don't like, only in terms of it's this ranging price action. We've got to push up through here, right, into the 60, 61 here. We're getting rejected here. This, to me, though, looks more like sort of corrective price action, but because we're still in this range here, I've got nothing to gauge it off. But, you know, here's the double bottom here. Here's the, you know, the center of the double bottom, which is often resistance. So, you know, here's a 20 period here. You know, I'm trying to sort of add some weight of evidence to it. I still think this is corrective, but, you know, too much below here and I'm probably going to have to change my tune. You know, here's our corrective channel here. You know, expect to pull down to the lows here. If it doesn't get rejected here quickly, then there's a real possibility that it could continue hard lower. Just this move here, you know, there's the 50 right here. It's got rejected from before. So it's still, you know, it's still sort of, in a bigger picture, still reasonably sort of, you know, bullish, but, you know, 4 hour, 8 hour, 4 hour downwards, you know, I mean, I wouldn't be fighting this trend. You know, if you want to get short on these, wait for a week pullback. Get in somewhere. Now here's S3 down here. You know, watch this low here, of course. You know, these big moves here. There's a lot of weight on this. So don't try and get long until you see proof. So I know that's sort of a bit of a roundabout fashion. Okay, Aussie, New Zealand. So being these two commodity currencies together, I'm thinking they probably have stalled out. Yeah, okay. Right. Okay, so look, nothing. Aussie, New Zealand. Right, the big diamond accumulation is still active. Right, so I don't mind this. I don't mind this corrective here. Right, so we expect with a third or a fifth, which this looks like a fifth now. We expect price to, my count here could be wrong coming from here. I haven't done this one for a while either. So we expect price to pull back into the previous fourth, which is probably here. So I'm thinking this is corrective. You can see price is still within this channel. Yeah, it's still within it though. We've got a weak push here, so you know here's our anchor here now, and this will be probably A, B. Yeah, I maybe even expect one more push down. But from here, the only way that I'd sort of get bullish, we could easily see the weakness in this, see the overlapping price structure. We could easily see another push here. In other words, A, B, and C. So for that to occur, we need to see, you know, another push down. The only way that I'd want to get bullish here is to see some sort of swing above here. So it's at a bit of a crunch point there, fame of me. You see, it's really suffering here. It's just got no momentum. Well, it's still, I can guarantee it's probably still holding 50% of this swing. Well, there's 50 there. There you go. There's a 61 right here. See there? It can't get above it. So you want to see it above there for starters. Actually, I'll leave that on. They're probably not one that I'd be looking at just yet. You're welcome. Fame of me. Tootie, in regards to Bitcoin, I do know Bitcoin and the others. Haven't looked at it I looked at it on the bigger charts. And my view on these is, if you want to have a go at them, but don't marry the position. In other words, don't just hold on for dear life. You know, be ready, be looking for the exits. I had a guy at the gym, a police officer, a detective, and he said, "Oh, Mark, everyone's talking about it." And I said, "Yeah, of course." He said, "What do you reckon?" He said, "I'm in." I said, "Good." He said, "I'm already up about 60, 70%. I said, "You know what you need to do is you need to take at least a third off the table." Well, if he didn't, then he's probably given back all his dough. So that's the last thing you want to do. So right, in terms of the head and shoulders, this is probably okay. This is certainly indicative. Now this is just volume from AxiTrader, but see the down move here. See the volume coming across here, right? And this corresponds with the selling. Now, do you remember when they started up a futures contract? And I said to a few people, and I even said to this detective, I said, be careful, because I can guarantee if they've now made access to be able to short this thing easy, what's the chance that they're going to be building up shorts and hit it hard? Right? So this looks typical, yes, of a what you want to see in a right shoulder. Here's our move up. So we've got a weak move here, and you can see it's running out of puff here, like Aussie New Zealand. There's no volume to it. You see, people are scared of it, right? And what'll happen with this move here is people, of course, will take any opportunity to get out. So if it's bullish, it needs to flush this out and break above here for starters. Until it's above here, in this short term, I wouldn't really consider a long, but it's certainly worth, if you do see this. Now this is a 4-hour chart. If you do see our typical price action under here, yeah, that's an opportunity with your stop under here, right? Or we see our price come up and give us our pullback in here, yeah, definitely. That's where I'd be, because this will be your key here, right? Now I'm assuming, this is the first time I've seen this head and shoulder. I haven't really looked hard at it. So yes, you could take this as, you know, here's our head and shoulders here, with our neckline being across here. Now those that know, and I've explained sloping necklines and why this one's not a favourite, simply because price just keeps dribbling down, never really breaks hard, right? As against one that's moving up that way, right? Not that it can't break, but it's just not as clear. So I mean, it looks like it's forming. Where's our volume? Oops, I've cut it off. Okay, the volume's increasing on this down move as well. This is what you want to see. Right, weakening down here. Now this is Christmas, but it's weakening in this pullback. So, you know, if you want to, same thing. If you want to short this, same thing. Look for the patterns in here. Yeah, the same stuff we look at. Price to come down, you know, either break and continue, and then look for that pullback as price confirmation, or look for price to come down here and give us our little coil. Anything like that? Right? Right. 66. Just be mindful also, though, that people are going to be looking at this is a harmonic as well. Right? So we're down to the 50 here. Right? So people are going to be looking at this like this. Something like this. So just be careful when it hits around there. I can guarantee people are going to look at that. Yeah, good on you, VJ. Do that, mate. It'll save me. Don't spend too much time on it. I think we've had this conversation before, haven't we? You don't miss out on time with your family, mate. I know you've got a young family. Don't miss out on time with your family. That's important. You know yourself, when you start counting waves and that, you can spend hours and you just end up, you know. So yeah, just watch pricing around this region here. But, you know, by all means, have a bit of a crack at it here if you think it's going to be short. If it meets the price action that we said before, which it looks like it is. See the weak push here? Nice big thrusting moves. Here's your anchor here as well. Nice sketches too, VJ. Here's your anchor here. Right, see the trend line here, still sitting on it as well. There's your 2 points, 3 points here. You're welcome, Tootie. Right, so just be careful of these. They're volatile things, just don't go hard. Right, there you go, look at 61 here. See this point here? Right, you can't tell me that's not, you know, obvious to the crowd and to the bigger players. Right. So there's another wing of the butterfly. So you see, and people ask me, well, Mark, why don't you use harmonics? Well, you see them everywhere. Right? We just saw this before. Right? You know, we could keep going. Right? Now they're all valid. All of those are valid. I haven't just drawn these for the sake of it. Right? And those of you that use harmonics like that, bats and butterflies and Gartleys, you know, by all means, you know, if you find value in it, go for it. Now, I do, but only in certain circumstances. Right? So this little trend line here too, watch it just doesn't coil here and start to bounce. If it starts to bounce here, watch the break through the high here, could bring in buyers again. I can guarantee there's buyers wanting to jump all over this. So there we go. Hope that answers that. Right, any others if I've missed it? Any questions, guys and girls, in regards to the Trading Academy? Come on, there must be some. Oops, I think I'm losing the stream. Okay, am I back? Oops, I think I'm losing the stream. No, sounds like I'm okay. All right, have a quick look. VJ. Thanks, Yo-Yo. Yay, here's one that I actually did do some work on. EA. EA I like. The only thing is though, which is the stronger at the moment? It's probably the Aussie dollar. But look on Euro Aussie dollar, okay? We're basically giving you everything you need here, Tootie. Or Eddie. Tootie. I'm serious, I'm not just saying that. Well, if you want to do this, you can do the CFTE that I did. That was the one that I did, but that's about 4,000. That was Australian dollars. And it's pretty hard. It's 3 hour I mean, I hadn't studied like that for 25 years. 3 hour exams, and they were absolutely brutal. And I studied engineering, mechanical engineering. Anyway, I'm getting off track. All right, here's the big on EA. Here's our big structure here. All right, so this all still looks pretty good. But I can tell you, Tootie, and I'm not just saying this, and you don't need all that, okay? You don't need it all. You're welcome, Solomon. All you need is a lot of simple, basic. You need to master the basics first. Now, what I will do when everybody's back, I will do my stream on my trading journey again. Okay. Now that once everybody's back, and that will tell you what I went through. Okay, to be the trader that I am now. Okay, VJ. So that's a good one. I've got a whole presentation on that. It's about 30 minutes. It's a terrific one, and you get a few laughs out of it as well. You know, it took me 3 years just to break even, 3 years full time. So here's our count, VJ. I suspect this is a fifth here, right? Third, fourth, fifth. There's probably 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, good, Bluefin. So here's your 3, 4. So see this here, VJ? Always go to the monthly, VJ, when you're not sure, or the bigger time frames. Right? So here's probably 1, 2, or it could be just, you know, a flat here. It doesn't really matter, right? But this has got to be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, or something to this effect, VJ. 5, you know, with probably 3 here, 4 here. All right, here's your ABC. Oops, what did I just do? I'll have a look at that in a minute. Where's my cursor? There it is. Erebus. Hey guys, have it. Take note of some of Erebus's comments as well. I think he's had a ripper week this week. He's been right on it. So you see it here, VJ. Always go to the bigger time frame as first. So naturally, we've got to now think that this is probably a big 5. It doesn't matter what it is, and this is probably our double zigzag or something here, right? WXY. See, we've come back to the previous 4th here. Right? So this will be probably a big monster 1 here, you see? And this will be our 2. Right? Sorry, I'm probably spending too much time. So VJ, so this has got to be some sort of 1, 2, and 3 up here, right? Yeah, but but Erebus, you've heard, and others, you've heard me speak about, sitting on your hands when the time's not right, but then when time is right, jumping on it. So you've got to think, VJ, that this is the start of an impulse here from our count here. Now, I know this is pretty quick. Yeah, I'm going to have to, Tootie, about that. So that's it from the monthly perspective. So have a look here on the weekly, VJ. See, we've got to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull back here, see this? Now this, of course, could be A, B, and C. So we, of course, need to see, as you know. Oh, man, it's better. Now, I'm just doing this really quickly. Right, here's our 100% or our ABC. We need to see this overcome. So now that I look at it, now that I'm drilling down a bit, this is possible first, second, this third, unless it gets a move on pretty quickly. This looks corrective as well now. Right? So this needs to get started. Because right here is our 100%, and also, here we go. I've already got it on there. Here's the 61. So we can't even break through this. No, there it is there. It's trying. Right? So from the weekly. Now let's go back to MetaTrader, because it's only because my count's on it. Right, so in here, VJ, for us to get bullish on it, we want to see this corrective start to get taken out. See here? Which is going to mean that the Aussie needs to drop off a bit. So it's funny, we were looking at Euro before, and for it to continue, so this is going to be pretty critical here. You can see it's right at a critical area. And you can see there, see the power of the simple trend line, look. See price is testing it, look. Yeah, and I'll anchor this right on it. It's pretty good. So you want to see this resolve here, VJ. And see this already. This looks like an ABC. So I'd suspect this is probably even going to push lower. We've already got our 3 waves down. So not really clear, VJ. I've left my count here for a while because I can't seem to read it either. I can't read it properly. Here's your head and shoulders. Look at this one. Classic, look. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, sloping. See the retest here? Beautiful. This was a great example. See it there, everybody? Take note of that one. There's your textbook. Who said textbook head and shoulders don't work? They work when they're not too big, when they're obvious to the crowd. I mean, this would have only been obvious for maybe a week or two. I don't use the old style projection methods. I use a different style, what I call a classic, not the traditional, but there's, if you used it, the 50% level I use is here. So it's hit that probably reasonably perfect. And then there would be your other level down there. So there you go. So a bit of a lesson in there as well. I haven't drawn that really accurate, but anyway. So there we go. All right, folks, any other quick questions? It's an hour and a half already. Boy, it is too. Boy, this guy can rabbit on, can't he? So I encourage you to go through those modules. All right. Oh, I'm going to close you down, Tootie, for the moment. So go through Andrews, by all means. Go through these. Because I haven't addressed a lot of this. And I'm not going to. All right. You're welcome, VJ. All right. Go through Andrews. Andrew's got some great videos. And he delivers these really well. Sorry, I'm sorry if that was loud. Which video, Robert? The My Journey one. Is that the one you're talking about? So go through Andrew's videos, definitely. And then, or you can start with mine if you want. But there's a lot of fantastic info on Andrew's that I haven't covered. So then you can go through mine. So the first module here sets the stage. What this does, this tells you exactly what trading is all about. So you've got an hour and 40 minutes here of me telling you exactly what to expect. Yeah, I'll do that online, Robert. But I'll show it to you quickly. There's a huge amount of info in it. Here it is here. Right? So that there's an enormous amount. See everything that I go through. Right? In regards to my journey. Right? Here's me. Right? I go through all these slides. There's an enormous amount in here. There's an enormous amount that I speak about as well. You can see here all my notes. So it's basically my journey. It tells you my successes and some of the things that I've struggled with. Yeah, maybe, VJ. So that's the one. So look out for that. I'll do that in presentation format. You'll like it. You'll get a bit out of it, right? So that's the one, Robert, or anyone else. That's the one. My trading journey. And that'll be full screen, of course. So watch out for that. So that's setting the stage, right? Now don't skip over any of these, right? And then the next module. That's all right, Erebus. Hey, if we only grab 20, 30%, don't, and I've said before, and those of you that will know about the boot, who was it? Omega Man. Right? You know, don't you know, go out and have your pity party for missing opportunities for 5 or 10 minutes, and then you'll realise how silly it is, and then you get on with it. You know, I mean, it happens all the time. But the best thing we can do is learn from it. So he's treating it as a business. Now, you've heard me speak about being business-like in your trading. You will not survive unless you treat trading like a business. So go through these. These aren't long, like 10 minutes. What, 11 minutes is the biggest one. Yeah, I know, I saw those too, Erebus. So go through these, please. You know, even time out and contingencies here, right? What do you do when you're on holidays? Right? So go through these. Right? Time out. What constitutes your time out? You must state this sort of stuff. Right? And then I finally finished all the intro stuff. So here's the last bit of it here. No? So the first one, of course, is just the intro. It just tells you tells you what's to come, right? But then how we should do reporting. So this is telling you how to put your business plan together. Right, here's mine. Oh. Mine's only 8 pages long. It's not that long. Right? So I'm telling you how to put that together. You have to do it. Maybe not that long. Yeah, very good, VJ. Thank you. Look, you absolutely have to treat it like a business, especially if you're dealing with big money. You got to have if-then statements. You've got to prepare yourself ahead of time. So, guys and girls, go through this, because I might put in on module 4 before we hit the technical analysis stuff. I might. Yeah, that's it, VJ. I'm trying to teach people how to catch a fish for themselves, right? Not just give you the fish, because you never learn. You're always dependent on us. That's not the point of it here. So in module 4, I'll start with the technical analysis stuff, but I'm thinking about putting in a quick quiz that you have to answer before you can move on, because I want to make sure that everybody has taken all this information in. How does that sound? Right? That doesn't let you go any further unless you've completed, unless you either know all this, or unless you know it already and can answer the questions, or you've gone through and now you know it. How does that sound? Is that fair or not? I better go. Andrew's going to kick me off. All right, everybody. Anyone? No, it might not. It probably won't happen, everybody. So I'm sorry. I don't mean to frighten you off, but no. I mean, you need to go through in order. That's important. All right, Yo-Yo. Oh, Yo-Yo's already said it. Yeah, that's it, Erebus. So, okay, everybody, have a great new year, a fantastic new year, a safe new year. Enjoy your time out. Get away from the charts. Enjoy your time out. De-stress. That's important. As much as we love trading, as I said before, as much as we love trading, it's important to have that work-life balance. You've seen me some days, I'm done by lunchtime and I'm out, I'm doing something else. Thank you, Yo-Yo, I appreciate that. Mrs. B got a nice new present. I'm still waiting for mine. Thanks, everybody. So, it's important to do that. Break away. Have that time out. And even in between your trading, as I said, there's days where I'll just go and do something else. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate that, everybody. So looking forward to a good 2018, and also too, I posted. Thanks, VJ, and I'm going to put it in again. I posted a New Year's resolution. So who's already thinking of some of their New Year's resolutions? Trading wise, I'm talking. I mean, you'll probably have your personal ones. But in terms of, you're welcome, Tootie, or Eddie. So those of you that haven't, here's a little sample. Thanks, Bright. I appreciate that. Here's a little sample trading resolutions one that I found. So they're not mine. Or it might have been from quite a few years ago. But do something and just tick it off. Just tick it off slowly. So there you go. So I'm glad everyone enjoys the videos. We put a bit into those. Sorry, when I say put a bit into those, those that know my background, I try to make it as professional as we can. You guys are paying, a lot of you people are paying to see, to be here, and we really appreciate that. And I'd like to think that we give you good value as well. And if you hear my trading journey, you'll hear some of the trading rooms that I sat in, and they were terrible. Okay, everybody, be good, be safe, and of course remain disciplined tonight. And remember, it's quiet as well, so don't go hard with your trading. And just take it easy, and be good. All right, everybody. Thanks everyone for the New Year wishes. So remain disciplined. Remember, price action is king. Remember, how many indicators did we look at tonight? None, really. Maybe a 20 period moving average and some other minor things. That was it, at 200. So remember, price action is king also. All right, I've rambled on enough. All right, everybody, be good. Talk to you next year. Bye for now. I think the stream is just about to cut off, so that was good.